Welcome in. Remember, the 80s is always the greatest decade. In Vogue, Boyz II Men, TLC, 90s. Love music. Let's go. Welcome on in N1MD Podcast. Your host, Kevin Hurt, Ryan Rod. Thank you for joining us here on StreamYard and YouTube. Subscribe and like N1MD Podcast. Of course, we're on Facebook, IG, Twitter, as well as Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher apps. Wherever you find podcasts, you will find us, the NY2MD Podcast. And let's get into In Vogue. So yeah, it was Cindy. I just had to go look real quick. And so there we go with that. So anyway, everybody, welcome. Just remembering, just some of the good R&B groups back when we were a little bit younger, early 90s.
Yeah.
Some Boyz II Men, some In Vogue.
Yeah.
Jodeci, of course.
SWV,
Yep.
It's so funny because the 90s were like oversaturated with like girl R&B groups and guy R&B groups.
And it's usually like 3 or 4 people. It was never 2. It was like it all had to be like a trio or quartet.
Right. And most times it was like 4 or more. It seems like you said, but we don't really see that. We don't really see that too much anymore.
But we one show we actually going to cover Brian's actual all-time favorite group, which is Color Me Bad. So we'll do that one day, probably in the entertainment section. One of Brian's favorite collections of songs, Color Me Bad.
By the way, did you know? You may know this, you may not, but did you know a member of SWV was a Survivor contestant?
SWV?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
I have no clue. And,
okay.
I mean, they were cool. I mean, they had a good song, but that was the one with Wu-Tang in it. That Anything with meth in it. Kaboom. Okay. Guess who stepped in the room to Cal, leaving them for Sal now. Gonna be on the MIC with the SSWW. That one.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
That was, and that, I don't even know what, I forgot what else they did. Oh, they did the one with Michael Jackson joint.
Oh, no, that was Escape. Understand it was Escape, right? Or was it SWV?
Oh, Understanding, I think. Is it Understanding? Well, Candy's still on TV.
Yeah, she's on Housewives of Atlanta still.
Yeah, so she has her own everything. So
yeah, Candy's doing her thing.
Yeah.
Good for her. But no, so Todd
married to T.I. That's all I know too. Other than that,
he was married to T.I.?
Well, no, one other one that was in the group was married.
Okay. No, but Taj George, who remember SWV, and also the wife of Eddie George, was a contestant on Survivor season 18.
Oh, Eddie George, the running back or coach at Tennessee State.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Eddie George was coaching.
Yeah. He's Tennessee State head coach.
Oh,
he's been, I think, for the last couple of seasons.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, man. But yeah, it's fun. It's weird because as we were talking about these '90s groups, it got me thinking what was the music that influenced me in the '90s the most? Like, you know what I mean? Like if I were to go back and do like a inventory of all the music I listened to and all the groups that I like, that'd be kind of fun. That'd be a fun thing.
I think I want to go back and look at what was in my high school years. You know what I mean? Because I know what happened when I hit college, because that's when Biggie came out. Then after that, everything changed. But between that 90 and 94, what was it? What did I listen to? I remember ABC coming out. And I like them. I wasn't all the time, but Aisha was my joint at the playground. I mean, that was ABC was good.
Yeah, that was the East Coast family. You had ABC, BBD, Boys II Men, the East Coast family. Because remember, those were all from Belle Biv DeVoe. They were all.
Oh yeah. Michael Bibb was finding that dude was finding everybody. Yeah. We'll just leave that there. I don't know where that came from. Because definitely not a topic on the show today.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck is that, but okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, real quick question before we get into our sports, right?
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Biggie, because Biggie is both of ours, he's the GOAT, right? When it comes to hip hop for both of us. What was the first Biggie song you heard? And when did you know, like, all right, this dude's?
It was actually in high school.
Okay.
It was senior year. This kid Frank came over. I was at my friend Omar's house, and he came over with this tape, I guess. He's like, "Yo, I got something for you guys to listen to." And I was like, "Okay." And it came on, and it was BS and Party.
Oh, okay.
And I never heard. I was like, as much as I've watched Yo MTV Raps and everything, I didn't know any like people who weren't on there yet. Really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or video. We had Video Music Box back in New York. So
okay,
if you weren't on Video Music Box or Yo MTV Raps, I really, really didn't know who you were. So when I heard that, I was like, that dude can flow. But I really still didn't know who he was. But it sounded different. But that's the first time I heard him. Then I heard him on the Mary J joint.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. I was like, this guy can flow. I wonder if he's gonna come out for some kind of album. Back then, of course, it was tapes.
Right.
So, boom, and then Rated Die came out, and that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was BS and Party. It was in high school, and I didn't know it was him, but I was just like, that guy has Dreams.
Okay.
And, Dreams of an R&B chick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So all those were out. I was like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's.
I remember for me, it was Warner. It was that was the first song I heard because I had like this canvassing job in college, freshman year in college, and we used to drive with people to certain areas, and the guy put on Biggie, and he put that song on, and I was like, who is this? Like I had no idea who Biggie was at this point, but that song, that was the first song I heard, and I was blown away. And then I was like, I gotta hear the rest of the album. And it was history.
In the morning, cracking on, yeah, dude.
Like, oh my god,
I have to cold out my eyes. See who's
this painted me. Wow. Like, oh my god,
man, pop from the barbershop. Yeah, dude.
Like just the storytelling, man. Like
the whole storytelling was like new to me. I mean, like only Slick Rick had like a story, which is a children's story, That was like a whole you saw the video too, but it was like a really whole scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where then Biggie came out, you actually almost saw everything he was talking about.
Yeah.
And without the video.
Yes.
And I just envisioned all these things, and I'm like, dang, he makes it like crystal clear. Like I know what he's talking about. Even Give Me the Loot, where he's like basically, talking to himself in a way, saying, just the whole whole thing. You know what I mean?
Just amazing, man. All right, man. All right. Let's get to these sports.
Biggie, let's talk about the NBA. Since he had an NBA song and talking about a player for the New York Knicks. So I'm gonna go into that story. But speaking of the finals, obviously we couldn't be speaking about the Knicks, but we are talking about the Celtics who got past, I think, since we last spoke.
Yeah.
They finished off the Miami Heat to go and play Golden State in the NBA Finals. What are you going to say about the Celtics beating the Heat?
Yeah, I think you predicted the Heat. I think I predicted the Celtics.
I was pulling for the Heat.
Okay.
Because then I wouldn't have somebody I would have had a clear-cut team to cheer for.
Okay.
I didn't want this blurry line, and we'll get into this when we talk about the finals.
Yeah, so I predicted the Celtics. It was a close game 7, man. I will say this before we talk about.
Well, so Celtics led the whole way, to be honest. But Miami had to claw their way back.
Yeah.
So, but Miami, Boston was in control for them.
Yeah,
the majority of that game.
But I will say, man, I gotta give Jimmy Butler, man, a lot of credit, man. That dude. There was a time where I just thought he was just like a scrappy player, maybe talk too much. But nah, man, this dude, Jimmy Butler, man, he's legit, man. He's legit. I think the 76ers, man, are going to rue the day that they let him slip away, man.
He let them know about it too.
Yeah. But man,
Tobias Harris, over me, dude. That was. Yeah, Jimmy is the best player with the worst game.
Yeah. Yes. That's I like that. I like that.
He could score 40 and you really sit there and be like, how did this occur?
How?
Steph could score 40 and you remember every single shot he took. Clay could score 40. I'll remember how he did it. LeBron could score 40. I know how LeBron did it. Jason Tatum could score 40. I could see it. You know what I mean? Jimmy scoring 40, I feel like takes some effort, some time, some fouls, some drives. It's just like his shot isn't pretty. His game isn't pretty. And somehow, he makes it through. So I'll give him props for him pushing his team. There's a lot of injuries. Like Tyler Hero was out for a lot of the series.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry had a hamstring injury. So the fact that they got to this point was good, and they got to this game 7. So that was even more testament. But I just think they kind of tired out, even though they fought back towards the end. They just seemed that they were just kind of. So that game was at home too.
Yeah,
but they were just kind of tired out in that last game.
So now we have the Warriors, and we have the Celtics, and we had game 1. I believe that was on Thursday, okay. And we have game 2 today.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, what were your impressions of game 1? And I also want to know, what is your prediction for who's going to win the finals before game 1? And what are your predictions after seeing game 1?
Well, this is weird, but I had Golden State in 6.
Probably. Okay. Prior to seeing game 1?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was a really good game. It's weird because obviously being from New York, I can't root for Boston.
Right.
I just can't do it. But as this game was going along, I started rooting more and more for Boston because I just can't stand Draymond Green. And him just because it's so weird that I don't know, say people like him. Again, he's one of those dudes who plays the game a certain way. He plays hard, but everything is a foul. Every time he gets touched. People talk about LeBron and his histrionics, which he's a superstar. So I can understand how people want to nitpick with him because he will sit there and like, look, I got fouled, do a twist. Okay, it's too much, man. But he does usually get fouled because it's like Shaq. Shaq always got fouled, honestly. And they never really called it because like, oh, he can handle it type thing. But no one cares about Draymond going to the basket. Ain't nobody fouling you, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then everything gets up, it's like, every single second, I'm like, it was just driving me insane. And I'm like, how could I cheer for this team? Even though I'm not cheering for them, but how could I just go for them or just, I don't know. They're almost equal as far as whatever. And the game, they just left the first quarter. Steph was by himself. What are we doing? That dude's by himself.
Yeah, Steph was.
He's in his own time zone. Leave him open like that. Fight through the screen, please. Something.
Yeah, Steph was getting wide open, man.
And of course it was just all net. The dude had like what 20 something points in like the first half. That was something crazy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was getting off, man.
That was frustrating. But I'm like, who am I cheering for? Because I was frustrated he's hitting open shots, and then I was just kind of going for Boston to play better defense. It was weird.
Okay.
So what was your, before we get to the end of the game and everything, what was your thoughts on like just that first half?
I thought it was a good first half. It was one of those things where it seemed like the Warriors were doing their thing, but it also seemed like the Celtics were staying in the game.
Yeah, didn't it seem weird?
Yeah, like they weren't they weren't going nowhere.
They were down by 3 or something at halftime. It wasn't even like they should have, to me, the way the game was going, should have been down by like 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought one Boston up like 56-55 or something like that. I don't know. They were either down by 3. Or put it this way, they were either up by a possession or down by a possession, but it was really close. It was really close. It was, so that was the thing. So then, of course, in the third quarter, I think the most they were behind was around 14 points. I think Golden State got it up to a 14-point lead, and then you start thinking, well, here's Golden State. They're about to run away with it. But then Boston, what they do? Score like 40 points in the fourth quarter.
40, and I think Golden State scored like 11 or something. It was crazy. They went crazy in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they were doing it Golden State style, man. Hitting threes.
They were hitting threes, which I don't think is going to continue.
Yeah.
And also, Jason Tatum didn't have a great game. I think he had like 12 points.
Yeah.
So, it was. It was a good game. I'm mad because, of course, the game started at 9:00. But I was just like, I couldn't turn the game off. I had to keep watching it. But it was a good game, and Boston pulled away at the end. Too. Al Horford had a great game, and I didn't even know, especially since he's been in there been in the NBA so long. I didn't know this was his first NBA Finals. So when they beat Miami,
when they said that, I was like, huh?
Yes, exactly. Like, huh? I was like, was it? Yeah, his first NBA Finals. I had no clue, man. So, but yeah, it was a weird first game. Like Steph was hot, then Steph kind of disappeared, like in the second part of the game. But it was, it was. I had to say that first game was an exciting game. And if the series is like that, then I'll just stick with. Curry still had like 34 points, but Boston had a team effort. Like everybody scored in double figures and started basically. So, I don't know. It's weird. I don't even know who I'm rooting for. I almost feel like I'm rooting for the Celtics in a way, and I don't even know why I feel that way. I just because just Draymond and his thinking they're going to win everything gets on my nerves. Yes. Everybody, loving Steph gets on my nerves. Yes. The only person I don't like on that team is Clay. And on Celtics, they're Celtics. They're Boston. I don't want Boston winning because I can hear the guy from the Sam Adams commercials like, yeah, we're the Celtics from Boston. I just hear that like, yeah, we're better than everybody, and I just don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
it showed that one obnoxious fan during a game from Boston, and that got on my nerves so quickly that I was like, yeah, I gotta have Golden State. But then I don't feel it. I don't feel it. It's weird. I didn't know who I was cheering for. So, but yeah, so I still gonna go Golden State in 6. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can't I can't argue with that.
All right, so I predicted Golden State before game 1, but I'm going with the Celtics, man. I'm going with the Celtics. When you take a look at it, they beat, they they beat the Bucks, right?
Uh-huh.
They beat the Heat. Which is they beat some good teams, and their defense has been great. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I think they're gonna win this for some reason. I could be wrong, but
yeah. Well, Boston was the number 2 seed, I think. It's not like they were a bad team. It's not a bad team. We made the playoffs, but you know what I'm saying? They weren't like a 7th seed where we should be surprised by this. You know what I'm saying? Like Jason Tatum to me this season has shown that he's a superstar. At least to me, first time. I mean, I saw him play before, but I feel like I can look and say this is Jason Tatum's team and he's the dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I watch him play. Like he's the leader of this team. He can take this team as far as it can go. That's how I feel. And I don't think I felt about the team like that before. Even though he didn't have a great game, he was still there. And, the team scored in double figures. The whole thing is that and they, like you said, they were hitting 3-pointers. That's not always going to happen. So that's what I'm a little bit worried about. They can play defense, except for Steph, it seemed like.
Yeah.
But, will they get in foul trouble? This is the whole thing is like, how are they going to call these finals? If it's physical and hard and there's no, foul calling every 5 seconds, and they might stand a chance. But they have to play physical.
Okay. Well, we'll see, man. But I think I think that was a good first game. I think it's gonna be a good series. I'm looking forward to the game today. So
yeah, definitely. I don't know. It's so weird though. I'm not rooting for the Celtics, but I think I'm just rooting against the Warriors. I think Draymond and his we're gonna face Celtics and probably just his. But it's so not saying Draymond is. I mean, he's been an all-star. He's a good player, but when I'm like the third dude on the team and I do the most talking, I almost feel like there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, he's a superstar, way more talented than most people in NBA. I'm not saying he doesn't, but you're really the third dude on the team. Like, why are you talking so much? I feel like let Clay and Steph talk.
Yeah.
You just get your rebounds, hit that 1 3-pointer in game. He will get now. That dude can pass. He got some passes in there, and I'll give him that. He can bring the ball up. His game is awesome. His mouth, again, he's a way above average overachiever ahead of a Patrick Beverly player. You know what I'm saying? Like Pat Bev just talks.
Yeah,
he can play defense, but he talks, but he hasn't done anything.
Yeah,
where Draymond's done stuff and he talks, but I swear everything's a foul. And every time he's talking to the ref, I've never seen a person talk to the referee more than him.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I'm surprised. I would just feel like if you talk to me today, Draymond, I'm just going to get you a technical. And it's not even tip off yet. I was like, just stop talking. I give him a technical right at the beginning of the game. Tip off, tech. I don't want you talking to me the rest of the game. Not everything's a foul. Everything, because you foul somebody. That's the one thing about the NBA. NBA I hate the most. You actually know you made contact with somebody, and the referee calls a foul, and you get like, how did that happen?
Yeah, I hate that, dude. That's just so annoying.
I saw Steph literally go across Tatum's arm, smack his arm, and then they call a foul. He's just like, what? Like, what do you mean, what? It's on the video.
Dude,
I literally felt that you hit him. Like, what? What happened? What do you mean?
It's just so annoying.
God, anyway.
Yeah,
I can't wait for Game 2 tonight. Again, this ain't San Francisco. So when it comes to better cities, San Francisco is way better than Boston. I'll just go with that. But I don't know. We'll see. It's so weird. Anyway, let's talk about hockey. Avs up 3-0 over Edmonton, and the Rangers and Lightning will play Game 3 tonight. French Open.
Wait a minute. What's the
French Open?
Okay. All right.
So I didn't even know it was. Me. I watch tennis. I'm a tennis. Right. I love watching. Even though there's no Serena or whatever this year, I still love watching tennis. So for some reason, I turned to NBC. I think they had the coverage.
Okay.
And the title of the show was Tournament at Roland Garros, which is where they play. And I'm like, is this a tune-up for the French Open? Because it should say French Open. You know what I mean? But instead, all the coverage said Tournament at Roland Garros. So I was really confused. So I really didn't know if the French Open started or it was just some side tournament.
Okay.
That they have as a warm-up before the French. So I was like, why is all the coverage like if you turn to the tennis channel, it's Tournament at Roland Garros. I was really confused. So I only didn't take it seriously till later in the week, and I went on ESPN and it said French Open results. I was like, wait, so it is the French Open. Why are they calling it the French Open?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why is it Tournament at Roland Garros? So yeah, that was weird, but our 18
did you find out why they're doing that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, when it comes to the scheme of things, I think
Oh, okay.
it was just confusing, but I wasn't going to research it because it was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
But I was just following Coco. Coco Gauff got 18-year-old American got into the finals against the number one ranked in the world, Swati, I believe her name is. But she lost in straight sets. But this was Coco's first major final. So congrats to her. Even though she lost again today in the doubles final. But that's okay. But just to experience 18 getting that far, she beat a bunch of Americans and some other good players to get there. But good for her.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. She's getting better. She made it, like you say, she made it to her first final. So that experience is going to help her a lot, man.
Yeah, so that's exciting. And today, I think it's the men's final. It's Rafael Nadal versus somebody, and we all know Nadal's going to win.
Yeah, this is his thing. This is his tournament. He has like 1 million French Open victories. So
yes. So the next one after this is is Wimbledon, or maybe they might call it the tournament at the London Cricket Club. I don't know. So that's coming up next.
Okay.
Serena is not listed on there as a participant as of yet. So, and from all her IG pages, don't look like she's training. So I don't know if she's going there or not. But Wimbledon's my, besides the U.S. Open, of course, Wimbledon's my favorite tournament. So I look forward to that one. It's like the granddaddy of them all, so to speak.
What's up with Naomi Osaka?
She participated. She lost in like the second or third round.
Okay.
She, her rankings, of course, from how she's played, been down. She's not the same player she used to be. I think she's just trying to go out there and try to find out who she wants to be as a tennis player. So yeah, it's a little weird. Like she lost before I was really figuring out if this was the French Open or not.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, so we'll see. She's going to be, supposedly, she says she's going to be at Wimbledon. So we'll see how she does there. See if she can regain her form back.
Okay.
But a lot of young Americans coming up on the women's side. Men's side, still don't know why we can't birth any good guys, but it is what it is at this point.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, we're long past the Pete Sampras, Andre Agassi days.
Yeah, man.
The one.
Roddick, is he the last American to win a major?
I think so.
That's crazy.
I know we had a couple of guys who kind of did well, but haven't really, won anything. But there was a time when we could name guys off the top of our head. So, Jim Courier, Michael Chang, and nowadays you're just like, oh, he's American. Oh, look, there's one.
That's exactly how it is.
Oh, look, there's a flag. I think that's our guy. Is he ranked? Oh, dude, he's ranked 30th. Holy crap. Like, it's sad, but that's how it is. So on to one of your favorite topics and things that I got to always remind you of. When Maryland is on TV.
Oh, boy. Yes.
So this past Memorial Day, Maryland was in the finals. Maryland was at the point was, I think, 17 or 18-0 in the finals against Colgate, so against the toothpaste. And the finals of the lacrosse tournament, and Maryland end up winning the championship and having a perfect season.
Yes, sir.
So, and in the same week, Maryland also hosted or are hosting still currently the first baseball regional in their history.
At the Bob,
At the Bob.
Yeah.
down at Maryland. So how excited is your school? Or I mean, is your school? They're not. That school's not exciting. I've been to parties there, but how excited are you for your school? Doing well in other sports besides basketball and football?
My excitement level, yeah. I know that sucks to say. I'm not that excited. I'm happy for my school. I'm glad they won this lacrosse championship. I'm glad they won. I'm glad they won the championship. I'm glad to hear baseball is doing well. Glad to hear baseball is doing well. Baseball team is doing well. Let me tell you, when I was in Maryland, man, I went to one, maybe two baseball games the whole time I was there. And I'm just glad to see.
You're a baseball guy.
I know I'm a baseball. I love baseball, but I only went to a couple games, so it's good to know.
But you lived at the Comcast Center, right?
Yeah. Oh, I was at every game.
Yeah,
I was at every basketball game, man. But it
was a Comcast Center, right?
No, it was Coalfield House.
Thank you. I had CEO and I lost it. Yeah. Coalfield House. Was it ever called the Comcast Center?
No. They built Comcast Center was built when I left. So
okay, that's okay. So Coalfield House. Okay, so I did have it right now. Yes. But it wasn't okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of good memories in that facility. But no, man. Yeah. So it was it's always exciting when your school does well when they win a championship. We have lacrosse championships, we have field hockey championships, of course we have a basketball championship. Soccer.
You guys are soccer.
Yeah, so I mean it's good, but I get real excited when the football team does well, when the basketball team is doing well. And not to say it's anything wrong with the other sports, it's just that's just me. I just get excited when those other sports do well, but I'm very, very glad. I'm very happy for my school for doing well. I mean, look, a perfect season in lacrosse, dude, that's great, man. I mean, that is nothing to that is a great accomplishment. That is a great accomplishment. So I'm happy for them. They're representing the school well, and that's good.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like I'm always more excited about these things than you, because I honestly could care less about your football or basketball teams. But when it's like, say, lacrosse is the Maryland State sport,
right?
Like all it's like every school in Maryland is good at lacrosse.
Yeah.
And it's always cool. It's always cool to see. It was a good game. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun to watch. It's funny. I'm a fanatic for the fringe sports of almost fringe now. I'm not into the whole spike ball.
You watch, dude. If that was a good rugby game on today, you watch it. Let's be real.
It depends.
Oh, okay.
I can only watch the nations rugby. I can't watch like the England League, like Essex City or Exeter City, and Sussex Town. I can't watch that. That's going. But if it's New Zealand or against France, I'm on that. I could turn that on and watch that because that's a big. Have them do the haka before So I'm into that. But yeah, but I'm not spike ball. I can't do. Not watching any pickleball finals, stuff like that. But when it comes to NCAA, I could almost watch every sport. And I love watching baseball. I love when they go to Omaha and play. I love the regionals. The regionals are always fun when they're on TV to watch. Again, I'm not going through a whole game of watching it, but I can just kind of just keep track. Like when Maryland won 23 to whatever, and it's cool because that same night Scott Van Pelt had that place is packed. That place is packed, and all you saw was red and some yellow jerseys there. So shout out to the yellow jersey people.
Yeah.
There at the Bob. But it was packed, man. But it was that 23 to whatever score it was against Long Island. Those people were just excited. Now they did lose to UConn 10-5 yesterday, so they got to play again today and beat Wake Forest. So they're eliminated from their own regional. But Maryland they're ranked number 4. They had a great baseball season, so that's always exciting for local schools to do well. And like I was really like, man, I would love, besides all the stuff going on, if they have something like that, I would love to go to a Maryland baseball game. Like that's stuff that I would like to go do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And even the women's finals, I forgot to even mention the women's finals this week. Oh, how can I forget? It was North Carolina. Oh man, North Carolina Boston College, and that was right at Hopkins.
Oh,
and I was mad because I didn't know, and I'm like, I could have went,
Yeah.
But I'm going to do because the Women's World Lacrosse Cup is at Towson this summer, so I'm definitely going to try to buy some tickets and go see that.
Okay.
But because I feel like it's always important to go support, even if it's locally, but just if it's not just women's, all sports. Because I don't feel like we, just go see those things just to experience it. Because most of the time, what are we doing on a random Saturday? Yes, we're doing stuff around the house. I'm like, you know what? I got tickets to go see, the USA lacrosse team. Let me go see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to go experience it.
Yeah. No, but that's good. I'm happy for my school, happy for the team, man.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, you should be very proud. I mean, having, the baseball team. Like I said, I didn't even know that baseball team was that good. I did. I was following, because that's what I do for some reason. Can't remember what last week was, but I can tell you who was probably in and out the top 25 of the baseball season. But yeah, man, when I saw that their record and they were, hammering stuff, that was pretty exciting. So, but I'm happy for them, and they had their regional and everything. So that was pretty good.
Okay,
pretty good. I really feel like we have no football to really talk about.
Yeah,
which is
not really.
I felt like I needed a break, but we do have.
Can I ask you a question real quick? We don't have to stay all day on this. This is about Lamar Jackson. Okay, Ryan Clark, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers. A guy that I'm not too keen on. I wasn't too keen on as a player, but he's kind of growing on me as an analyst, actually.
I feel like he's gotten better as an analyst.
Yeah,
he is a former Washington football team player.
Yeah, that's right.
But there's no bias there because he's more known as a Steeler.
Right. So he's of the opinion that, well, first of all, Lamar is getting all this criticism because he's skipping OTAs. Okay.
The non-mandatory ones, yes.
Right, the voluntary OTAs, which I went on a rant on last week, explaining how these OTAs are meaningless. Okay, let's keep it real. All right. And by the way, it's okay. It's not okay for Lamar to skip OTAs, but it's okay for Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes because they're participating in the match. It's okay for them to skip OTAs, but we'll get to that in a second. Anyway, he's of the opinion that Lamar Jackson, who is in the fifth year of his contract, okay, he has no contract moving forward. He's in his fifth year. He's of the opinion that Lamar Jackson should not step foot on the field until he gets his contract paid like Mahomes. What do you think of that?
Wow, I was actually surprised he went in that direction. I thought it would be the other way around, to be honest with you. Again, since he's his own agent, it depends on how he feels at the time. Then the difference between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes is that they got their contracts. So he doesn't, and he is entering this fifth year on his rookie deal. And no matter what, I don't care. I don't care what everybody. You know me. I'm never swayed by public opinion. Lamar is the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
The dude is the team. He needs to be compensated for what he brings, and he brings excitement, wins, he produces. I don't care what his passing stats look like because, again, I don't care what anybody tells me. They didn't have the best wide receiver core in football. Okay, they didn't. So this guy, I've seen enough. Believe me, I try not to watch Ravens games, but I've seen enough of him to know he could throw. Is he the most accurate person? No, probably not. But how would you look if you actually had, I don't know. I mean, how accurate are you when you're throwing it to DeAndre Hopkins? You just got to throw it in the area, and he's going to get it. What if he had a D-Hop on his team?
Right.
So I get tired of people going out there, his passing stats. And not everybody's Tom Brady. Tom Brady can make normal people look good. He's
Right.
not that. He's his own player. But the dude is this team. He puts his team on his back, whether he's hurt, whether he's feeling good, and he wins games that they shouldn't win half the time because
Right.
he puts them on their back. Period.
So
So he should get paid, and I kind of agree with because if anything, if he does get hurt, you know how football is. Football is it's an sport. You got hurt, and this is what happens. So I think he should get paid before he gets out there. I'm not saying I don't know how far he can sit out. I don't want it to be contentious because I really feel like they do like each other, both sides. But the dude needs to get paid. Period. Honestly, he really does.
You may not hear me say this a lot, Hurt. This might be the only time you ever hear me say this, but I totally agree with Ryan Clark. If I'm Lamar Jackson, there is no way, as you would say, in Hades, that I would step on that field without a new deal. Period. You are exactly right. He is the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm totally with you. Like I do not want to hear about his passing stats. I don't want to hear about his play from the pocket. Right. The bottom line is, Lamar Jackson is the ultimate X factor. He is the ultimate weapon. He is not like these traditional quarterbacks because not only can he throw the ball, but he can do so much more. The bottom line at the end of the day is when this guy starts a football game, 75% to 80% of the time, he is going to win the game. He's played 4 years. His career record is 37-12, Hurt. 37-12. The guy is a winner. He's won an MVP.
Can you say that one more time?
The guy is a winner.
No, before then, what was his record?
37-12.
37-12. What are we talking about here?
Right. What
are we talking about?
I don't want to hear about it.
I get tired of
7-12, man.
Everybody wants these prototypes. Like, in all honesty, as much as he's run, he doesn't get it. He's not RG3. He's not made of glass. The guy's not made of glass. He's taken a couple, and not a lot. He's taken a couple of hits, but not even as vicious a hits as Mahomes has taken. I've seen Mahomes take some vicious hits. He's been knocked out of games. He dislocated a kneecap. That's,
right.
And that's because he's mobile. Obviously, we don't know Mahomes can't run. But I'm just, again, I could care less about the Crows. I really could. But Lamar, I even like Lamar. I don't care. What he's done on the field should speak for itself.
Right.
This should be I need to defend Lamar.com this week. It shouldn't be. Let Lamar play. Let him be Lamar. If he doesn't succeed in 8 years, we'll never see. He may not last long. We don't know that. You've seen other people. Remember who used to be a running quarterback and kind of was doing okay? That was that guy who used to play in Tampa, went to San Francisco, won a Super Bowl, got the little proverbial monkey off his back with Steve Young. He used to run a lot. Then guess who he had? He had Jerry freaking Rice. So you know what? I ain't got to run that much anymore.
Right.
How much Lamar runs out of necessity?
Right.
They call running plays, yes. But a lot of his runs are scrambles out of the pocket because guess what? No one's open.
Right.
And I hate having to even defend him, but it's to the point where you just don't like running quarterbacks. Fine. But you cannot look at what he's done for that team. That team had you and me in the backfield last year, and the team was competitive. They literally had lost like 18 running backs last year. 18.
Yeah.
And had Mark Andrews and Hollywood, I guess, at wide receiver, and the team was competitive. Give me a break. He was literally handing off people off the street.
Right. In week 12, the Ravens were the number 1 seeded team in the NFL. In the AFC. Going into week 12.
I'm just kidding. And again, I'm totally not ever on a Crows bandwagon. But when it comes to Lamar and what he's done, you can't sit here and tell me there haven't been teams in this league who would sit here and be like, oh, well, I'll just take my mediocre team with my drop back quarterback and we'll be okay. Or we could have Lamar and be 37-12. 37-12.
So that's all.
37-12.
I mean, it's
and then people are like, well, he hasn't done this or he hasn't won the big one. Well, you know what? Guess what they had? Tom Brady and Mahomes were in the AFC. Tom Brady and Mahomes. Yeah. So besides those two quarterbacks, who else has been to the Super Bowl?
Right.
At the AFC.
Well, Joe Burrow made it to the Super Bowl. Right?
Yeah, well, Tom left and then Joe made it. That's it. But Joe Burrow, I'm sorry, he had better receivers than the Ravens had.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a healthy running back.
Right. And healthy. Yeah, their team was healthy all year. Ours wasn't. But we don't have to get into.
No, we're not getting into that. But my whole thing is he's 37-12. I get tired. He needs to get paid. Period.
Yes, I like Brian Clark. I agree. I'll probably never say those words again, but I totally agree. Lamar, if you're listening, which I know you're not, don't go.
Maybe. Hey, Lamar, what's up?
I want to see you play, but dude, get your contract, please.
Yeah. And hey, if you ever want to come on the show, Lamar, we'll have a translator for
you. Stop. All right, man. Real quick, before we get to the Orioles and Mets, real quick, did you watch the match this week?
No. Yeah, it was on a Wednesday. You know what's on Wednesday?
What?
AEW Wrestling.
Yeah.
Sorry. And that which had to be on the same networks. So one was on TBS, one was on TNT.
Oh, okay.
So I did not watch. It's funny because I kept getting updates about it like it was an actual sporting event. Like I really like it was Mahomes and Allen take a 2-shot lead or something. I'm like, why am I getting this on my phone? Who cares?
Dude, when I say I had zero interest, I mean none. The match, they need to come up with some new matchups. I don't care. I don't want to see Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen golfing. Tom Brady, yes.
I feel like they need to have a professional. I like the professional. Now, you won't get, the thing is, because the original was always going to be the best one.
Yeah, see, you're
not going to get that again.
Yeah, I think I liked the Tom Brady. Yeah, I think I liked it when I liked the Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. And,
yeah, that was hilarious.
Was it Woods versus Phil too? Yeah. See, I like that. Yeah, that's
like this isn't this the two quick. That doesn't do anything for me. Yeah. I feel like now, this is what I want in all seriousness. So say next year, I don't know, whoever you get said whatever. Since Lamar started golfing, you get Lamar. you get an actor. You get what's that guy's name? I can't think of his name now.
No, I don't know. Here's what you do.
Anchorman.
Wolf. Yeah, Wolf.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, Wolf
in there with anyone, and you get some other person who's good with shenanigans.
Yes,
Charles Barkley with whoever. I'm watching that the whole 18 hole.
Or you know what will be it? What will be slick? This I would watch. If you had Tom and Peyton grouped up with Michael and MJ, something like that, I would love to see that. Come on, who wouldn't watch that? Jordan. Michael and LeBron. I'm sorry, MJ and LeBron. So
LeBron golf?
I don't know, but that would be cool though. Or if you don't mind LeBron, throw Chuck in there. Or what about MJ and Chuck?
No.
What?
No.
No.
Okay, you can't get MJ and Chuck because MJ.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
You can't get MJ and LeBron because if LeBron messes up, that's again he's not a GOAT. So no, I don't even.
You wouldn't want to see like Jordan and Brady versus like Peyton and
It was like Jordan
or Peyton and what's your boy Steph? Steph can go.
Yeah, Steph can go. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I just don't even know. I don't even know if Jordan would do it because he's so competitive, and it'd be on TV, and it'd be like you want to talk about something that'd be wagered in Vegas. That would be wagered in Vegas. But yeah, Steph. Oh yeah, I think Steph. That would be fun. Steph and said quarterback against. If they can get MJ out of there, and out of his comfort zone, and MJ, I just see him. Even if it's Tom Brady, if Tom Brady messes up on a birdie putt, I can just see him staring a hole.
Yeah,
at Brady, like we ain't out here to lose.
And
So,
I guess Chuck wouldn't be able to be the commentator on that one either with MJ.
no, oh no, he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be anywhere near there. That would be his thing. He'd be like, I'll do it, but Chuck can't be involved. So his little petty,
Oh,
but that would be more entertaining. All right, let's get into baseball.
all right. So how you Mets looking, man? What they do this week?
Well, we started our 4-game series against the Dodgers.
Okay.
Didn't start off well because Lindor slammed his thumb and finger into a door at the hotel. So that was before the series started.
Good Lord.
He missed the first game, and we lost the first game. We lost yesterday. I mean, the day before. Thursday. We lost Thursday, Friday. Luckily, we came back and won last night. Thank goodness, 9-4. Polar Bear having 2 home runs to help us win that game because I was like, we ain't getting swept out there. I'd be heated. Now, again, we still don't have LeBron and
LeBron.
I said LeBron.
LeBron.
It's like LeBron DeGrom. We don't have DeGrom. And, we don't have Scherzer, who also just got bit by his dog. So,
what the heck is going on?
So we don't have all our best team, but we at least pull out. Hopefully, we can pull the one out tonight to even it.
But you know what you do have, though, right?
First place team?
That will be Buck.
Huh?
That will be Buck. You have Buck.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a given because he's awesome.
Yes.
But yeah, so it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't looking good. We did take that one last night. Hopefully, we could take this one tonight and even out that series 2-2 and then move on to, I think we play the Angels next.
Oh,
the Angels, who are reeling, by the way. So I know the Fish is on a 23 at bat hitless streak.
I was hoping you were going to bring that up.
As great as he is,
I hope he doesn't bring this up.
Hope he doesn't rebound when we play them the next couple of games, because I'm talking about him and have talked about him. That dude's going to have his all-star week against the Mets. Those next 3 games, that dude's going to bat like 500, have like 4 home runs and 12 RBIs in those 3 games.
Oh, they playing in New York or in LA?
In LA, because we're already out there. We're already in.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm going to watch those games.
So, but man, your boy's struggling. He's struggling. Yeah. So I hope they still keep him out there to work through it.
He says he's just trying to get a hit any way he can at this point, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's 47 at bat, 7 hits. He's batting 146, no home runs or RBIs yet. Somehow he can't seem to hit it over that fence out there that everybody hates. I'm still glad he's there. I don't want them taking him out. I want him to work through it.
Yeah.
So is that their plan, to have him just work through it? And
he's not going anywhere.
Good.
I know this sounds crazy, right? And I watched just about every game he's played. He's not. Yesterday was the first game where he looked kind of fooled. But what was his name? Biebs was pitching yesterday. Or was that the day before? No, yeah, it was the day before when Biebs was pitching. Bieber, that he just made him look silly. But other than that, he's hitting the ball. I hate to say this, but it's to say he's hitting the ball hard. They're just not falling. And this is kind of how it was with Trey Mancini, like in April. He was hitting the ball hard, man, but it was like right to people. As he's doing that, yeah. But yeah, he needs something. He'll be fine. He's not going anywhere. His catching has been great. He hasn't driven anybody home. He hasn't hit any home runs yet. It'll come. Yeah. But this is the adjustment period. This is good because he needs to. Once he figures it out, he'll be fine, man. I'm not worried about it.
By the way, the French Open final is between, of course, Rafael Nadal and Casper Ruud, who's from Norway.
Yeah.
So I think this is his first major final. He does have 2 single titles this year, and he is currently, it is 2-1 Rafael Nadal up so far in the first set.
Okay.
So just to give everybody a little update, because I'm sure everybody cares.
Okay.
So I hate to ask this baseball question. I know you and I both feel the same way about this team. But do you think, anyone in the AL, you think anyone can stop the Yankees?
No.
Yeah, I think that basically says it all. I mean, they're 38-15, 8-2 in their last 10. They won 5 in a row. They've been crushing who they're playing. Detroit. I mean, it's Detroit. So, I mean, they've been killing Detroit, and they just been. Now the good thing is Toronto's picked it up. They're 9-1 in their last 10.
No.
But it's a 6.5 game lead. Tampa's 7 back. So they just seem to be just on a roll, and it's annoying. So I think they had to make up for last year. If they did, that'd be his last season coaching for that team. But
well,
I don't think anybody can stop. The only thing that can stop them is the team from Ellenboro. So I gotta say. So we'll see.
Yeah, I have no I have nothing else to say.
Well, I think that's
real quick before we move on. Stick with the Orioles. I just want to give a shout out to Eve Rosenbaum, who promoted this week to assistant general manager, man. So she's going to be handling the second highest position in baseball operations department. She's going to be overseeing roster construction, financial planning, major league operations, and administration, man. So this is good. We need to have more women in the game, more women executives in the game, in these top positions in the game, man. And I applaud the Orioles, man, and Mike Elias for promoting her to the second highest position in baseball operations, man. Oh, you're muted.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just thinking.
Okay.
What was? Oh yeah, and everybody watched the U.S. Men's team today, soccer team. It's an exhibition match where we're trying to see who we have going into the World Cup.
What, Uruguay?
Play Uruguay, who just beat Mexico 3-0.
Okay.
A couple of days ago. So this is a real test, unlike Morocco was the other day. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you. Yeah, I meant to ask you. Is this like legit? Like.
Yeah, it's legit. Like Uruguay is a real team. So.
Where are they playing, Hurt?
It's in the U.S. I don't know exactly where.
Okay.
The game is Uruguay friendly. I'm not sure.
Okay. No, I was just
yeah. I think the last game they had was like in Cincinnati or something, and they weren't happy with like the turnout. But I'm like, it's Morocco. Usually U.S. fans always turn out, so I don't know why it wasn't that big this time. But
I think you just said it though. I mean.
Well, because our fans are always, the U.S. soccer fans are some of the best fans out there. So to, go out there and support and do everything. And they just were kind of quiet and really didn't show up to that game. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that's about it. So yeah, that game's at 5:00 today. Not sure what channel it's on. I'm not sure where they're playing that, but I'll be watching it. So it'll be a good match.
Okay.
But this is where the fun starts, people. So I think we're only watching one series. I know you watch a lot of stuff, as Dan would ask.
Yeah.
We only watch certain things during the year, Survivor being one thing, and some things that come out on Disney Plus and some other places. Because I know what's coming out next for Marvel. I think Miss Marvel's coming out soon.
Marvel's coming out this week. Cannot wait.
It's this week already?
This week.
This week. So what's been out for the past 2 weeks is, of course, Obi-Wan. Did we discuss the first 2 episodes? We did last week.
Yeah, which is halfway over, by the way.
Which I guess I'm okay with these 6-episode things.
I'm not. And we'll talk about this.
I would like a little bit more, depending on what it is. Some of them I think are okay with, like they cover a lot in 6. Some of them don't. Like I really feel like the Winter Soldier and Captain America did well. If there's 6 episodes, I feel like some
I was fine with Moon Knight having 6 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Moon Knight was cool. Like I feel like we can only stretch this for so far unless you added the other personality we didn't know about in there.
Right.
But yeah, so this was episode 3, and give me your thoughts on episode 3.
All right. Love the episode. Thought it was really good. One of my favorite new characters, Frack, even though he's a Empire sympathizer, but I like Frack.
I was like, oh, nice to have a little bit of order, right? I mean, that's all right.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you what he reminded me of, but you know what he reminded me of.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, yeah, it's okay to have a little bit of control. Hi guys, I'm picking you up today. You know, like, how's this dude just so happy? You know, picking up a transport of troopers.
Yeah.
Hey, meet my friends back there. Hope everybody's doing well. La la la, the Empire. La la la. You know, like,
Yeah.
you don't meet too many of those characters because
Right.
always part, or we see the resistance. We never really see the people who are okay with it.
Yes, right.
He was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, but it was good. I thought this episode was good. I had a lot of good moments. I like the moments of Obi-Wan and Leia. Just, you know, in the back of Frack's. I was about to say truck, but I don't know what type of vehicle.
Yeah, I mean his hover truck. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they were just chilling and talking, and you know,
They did such a good job casting the young.
Yes,
Leia.
yeah.
So,
The girl that plays young Leia has Leia's spirit. Like,
yes,
it's amazing how she's
uncanny.
able to capture that.
It's so good.
Yeah, which is great. We had a cool scene, man, where we saw a stormtrooper get spliced in half. That was cool.
Dude, when he fell through that fence, man.
Yeah.
That's
But
like getting Darth Mauled. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Darth Mauled. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. But by far the best thing about
every week.
the best thing about this episode was Darth Vader, man. And the cool thing I liked about this was we're just seeing just how ruthless, how ruthless Darth is, man. I mean, just walking down the street, just taking random people and just
the dude had one in the air. The other one went to save him, put him back, cracked his neck, the son's neck. And the other one just dragging people through the street.
Oh man.
And I was like, that's the Darth Vader that we never got to see in the first implement of Star Wars. Like, he was a bad guy, but like all he really did was choke that one commander on his own team. You know, through the thing, and like Obi-Wan let him kill him back then.
Yeah.
You know, spoiler alert. And fight his son, but then he became good. So we really didn't see it until we had the prequels, which to me, the prequels still didn't do enough justice for me. Then Rogue One scene helped me out.
Right. Yeah.
End of Rogue One, that scene that was still
that was
him fighting to get something. This was just these people didn't do anything to him.
Right.
And he was just like, whatever, come here, you up, out. You know, I mean, it was like he just don't care. You know? Like, this is dark Vader.
Yes.
And it just kind of took me by surprise.
Yeah, man.
And I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Like, that's the dude who is the bad, not the, you know, you're my son and here's the Empire. No, I don't care. I don't care about your life at all. You're in my way. It was so good.
Right. And then we get to the battle with him and Obi-Wan, which was so good. And one of the coolest things I ever seen in Star Wars, was him taking that lightsaber and lighting up the ground, because and pulling Obi-Wan into the fire. Dude, I was like, Darth is just straight evil, like
he was like, I want you to feel how I felt, basically, and was slowly dragging him through the fire, and burning him. He's like, that's not even, and he had more in store for him. He's like, that's not even half of what's going to happen. Like, that dude that's the dude. Like, it's so weird because I felt like they didn't do that great of a job. Like, that dude all of a sudden just cut off Mace Windu's arm. Empire, the Emperor tosses Mace out the window. I still think Mace is alive. But that's besides the point. But anyway, And then all of a sudden, I'll go kill the younglings. You know what I mean? And I still had that issue with the transition.
Right.
This guy, who it is now, I can see him going and do that.
Right.
I just couldn't see that point, but this is the dude that I can see going there and just like slicing up kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yo.
So he was so. It was, and I loved how they shot the scene.
Very menacing. Very menacing.
Yeah, and how they shot the scene where he would sit there and Obi-Wan saw him and then he would kind of disappear. And then you see his chest plate just coming through the darkness.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have his lightsaber lit up. He was just coming at him like, yo, this is personal. Like, this is personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just even how they had him where they had his body and they connected his arms to the thing. You know what I mean? I think it was in the and the crazy thing is, I love the fact they use his voice.
Yes.
But I really did see Anakin inside there now. It's so weird. Like, I really? Because remember, he kind of saw that vision of Anakin.
Yeah.
So I really see now the angry, I hate you Anakin inside that costume.
Gotcha.
That I've never seen before. Like, you really chopped me up and left me there. Yeah. I really hate you and I want you to die. Like, that's the guy I see in there now. Before I was just like, I don't know who this is. Or even from the original one, I just saw this old guy with blue eyes, was like, that be my son. I seen him, but now I see the Hayden Christensen, I'm getting burned in Mustafar coming at you,
Yeah. Now, this is where.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. So I love the episode, but how Obi-Wan got away was whack. Come on, we
okay. If that's where you have an argument at, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Because you can't sit here and tell me that he's getting dragged through the fire. The lady comes, shoots a trooper, has something explode, and Obi-Wan, the robot, the non-speaking robot, comes and saves him. So you can't sit here and tell me the power of the Force can't work through the fire. If he wanted to get him, he could have crushed the robot, got him, and just pulled him back over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that thing, I hope next episode is like, I hope that I probably won't have it because that might be too detailed. But I really hope it'd be like, why did you let Obi-Wan go? And it's like, it's mine. I decide when he lives and dies or something like that. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Let him go. Let him.
They do that.
Yeah, let him really keep this because he dominated him. It wasn't even.
It was like
the dude. He sat there. He took it, made his lightsaber. He was dragging Obi-Wan on the ground. Like it was nothing. Obi-Wan was helpless. Like literally helpless. So I really hope he's just like it's on my terms, not his. You know what I mean?
Maybe you're right because there is a quick shot of them. They show Darth just kind of looking through the fire.
Yeah, like kind of. I almost felt like Darth felt like I'll let you go, but this is how it feels. Like I almost feel like because you can tell because like I said, he told the trooper just to go get him. He could have killed him at any moment, but you could tell he wanted to torture him and maybe keeping him alive. And having him all burnt up and just really, because he's going to have nightmares and flashbacks. And that was my boy, this dude in this suit. I don't even know who he is. That's his first time seeing him. Like, that's Anakin, in this suit. And he's trying to, not trying to, that dude wants to kill me. He has this much hatred towards me. So, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I love that. I love, like I said, Reva had another strong episode.
Yeah.
So I can't wait.
Yeah. So my two.
Yeah, if that's where your argument is, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm not getting it. And the only other criticism I have of the show.
Sorry for my dog sneezing in the background, everybody.
The only other criticism I have is it's just way too short. Like this, I feel like they're doing a good job with it, but I almost feel like it's no buildup. Like the Grand Inquisitor, Reva taking him out. Like
I was a little bit upset that he was going that quick too, because he has such a bigger role in Star Wars Rebels that just to be like he's gone in the second episode, like he's dead already.
Yeah, I just feel like things are going by way too. I mean, we saw Darth in episode 3 already.
Because there's only 3 left, I'm fine because I really want that next episode for him to be his head to be all messed up because Obi-Wan's head's gonna be messed up.
Yeah,
and this one maybe like, you know what? Let me go back to Tatooine and I really gotta disappear.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how it happens. Like I really got it because this dude, because they're looking for him.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe now like let me get Leia back and I gotta go. I really gotta go and be this old dude in the dust working on the whatever farms, getting that one slice of meat a day. You know what I'm saying? Having that little Jawa go steal my own parts for me to buy them back. You know, because now I can understand, like, why did he just go and become a hermit? Not, you know what I mean? Now it's like, if you see that dude and that dude's coming after you, you can't do anything about it.
Right.
You might as well just go hide and protect the next generation because you can't do it.
Yeah.
It's been, like he said, you could tell you're rusty, homie. It was like 10 years. Hasn't been kind to you, sir. You know what I mean? So it was so good. And I really saw Hayden Christensen in that costume sounding like Darth Vader, which is the crazy thing. So they really did a good job.
Yep.
With that. Because now Darth Vader is that Darth Vader.
Yes. Yeah.
So they totally transformed him into the monster that he should have been on. Because the Emperor was always really evil. Like, we always seen the Emperor as evil. You know, the Emperor's always been evil. Like, that dude's always been, doesn't care. He was like, you remember when Anakin had Count Dooku, and he was just like, just go ahead and kill him. Okay, slack him. Oh, good job. How did that feel? You know, like, dude, like, I'm your, like, aren't I? Yeah, okay. You remember? Because he was like, go ahead, kill him. And Dooku was like, you serious right now? Yep. You know what I mean? Like, he don't care. The Emperor kills everybody. Yeah. You know, he orchestrated this whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's like he could care less. So you got to think the person underneath him would be the same way. But I feel like we never got to that point until the end of Rogue One and this. Because again, I still had that issue of like Anakin just turned and now he's gonna go kill kids. I can't, like, they knew who he is. Master Skywalker. What should we do? Like, that never registered in my head. I had issues with that till I watched the episode.
Yeah, see, when the prequels came out, I always thought that the third movie was going to be about this, you know, I thought it was going to be dark. I thought it was going to be just
like you can see that transition more.
Yeah, and I thought the whole movie was going to be about them just going across the galaxy and taking out Jedi. I thought that's what I thought it was going to. I thought we were going to see just how the Empire just like how it gained its power like all across the galaxy and how it and the effect that had, you know what I'm saying?
And we're seeing it during this, which I
like. We're seeing it now, but I always thought that's what I thought the prequels were going to be. And like you said, that's why I was so disappointed, you know, because we only really saw like this transition to Darth, which wasn't really even that big of a transition, and we never saw
it happen at the end,
right? And we never saw it in between. So, like, how,
because there was never really, we didn't get the only stories we got of their occupation of the system was, you know, Empire Strikes Back, and you know, those are the ones where they already ruled, and those were the stories we got. But those seemed like they're a long time ago in the galaxy, far, far away.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, that was good. But thank you everybody for tuning in. NYMD podcast. Really appreciate everybody, all the comments, even some of the ones that we couldn't podcast. Shout out to Center Half Bench. Hopefully we might be on there soon. Maybe we'll see. I will let everybody know. So thanks for the invite. Appreciate the shout out as well. And again, just episode 4 coming out. Can't wait for that. What else we got? Here, YouTube, StreamYard, subscribe to Mike, of course, IG, Facebook, Twitter, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts, you will find us, the NYMD podcast. Everyone have a safe day. It's supposed to be nice. If you go outside, get on your bikes, have fun. You get on your bike, sir. And everybody have fun and stay safe, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
And hair grease. Listen to your 90s music. Just not shy.